menagerie. This way you find the ravens. Now those ravens are so important because legend has it, should they ever fly away from the tower, then the tower and London and England will all fall, which is why it's so important to keep them looked after and inside the tower. And in the spirit of fair play, all the ravens that currently live in the Tower of London have had their wings clipped, so they're not going anywhere.
And elegant glinting windows. Edward spent most of his life at war and died on his way to fight the Scots in 1307.
Safe in the well-garrisoned and provisioned fortress, Henry was able to recruit knights and dismiss the Baron's supporters from positions of power. Now, trying to escape, but met with disaster.
only one man can touch them. David Thomas, the Crown Jeweller.
The position of Crown Jeweller is a personal appointment from the Sovereign, and it was first created by Queen Victoria in 1843.
The head that wears the crown must be comfortable with its weight, so she'll try it on before the day.
The first crown was first made for Queen Victoria's coronation in 1838. It was remade for George VI's coronation, and it was partially remade for the coronation in 53. And I say partially remade, the head size was made smaller and the arches were lowered to make it more feminine and a lot lighter, but it still weighs 2.5 pounds. I mean, you've got the most fantastic collection of stones in here. Right in the front is the second star of Africa. The first star is in the sceptre with the cross, which is also in the Tower of London. The Black Prince's ruby right in the front. It isn't a ruby, it's a spinel. It's actually worn by Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt in 1415. And the 4 pearls in the centre, 3 of which were on a necklace belonging to Elizabeth I. I think we have to be satisfied that we do have the finest stones in the English crown jewels.
Ik ben eigenlijk kerk op, de Anglicaanse kerk. En dan ben ik hoofd van de kerk en dan zorg ik gewoon voor dat ik kan gaan scheiden. Dus dat heeft ze gedaan. Heeft hij een kasteeltje meegegeven.
Die gaan we niet meer echt doen.
De tweede vrouw die heeft getrouwd heeft een dochter gegeven. Zijn eerste vrouw ook. De tweede vrouw had een dochter. Dat is een later geweest. En toen hebben ze haar beschuldigd van incest en van overspel. Ja, dus. En die is dus het hoofd, maar ook haar broer is het hoofd. De derde vrouw is overleden. Zij is nog eens aan het
Full-time drunkard. And a giant of a man. He's right. Those are the axe that sever the head from the body. The first strike, he James Scott in the shoulder. The second one glanced at the back of his head, almost knocking him unconscious. Before he went into unconsciousness, he looked to his left. He said, "For God's sake, man, finish the job." Catch. Took again, and again, and again. At this stage, the crowd were going wild. As I've said, he was a handsome and popular young man. The crowd was to kill Ketch. In a panic, he grabbed hold of the hair, raked it up to show it was severed. It was still attached. At this stage, he pulled out his butcher's knife from his belt, he dropped to his knees, and he hacked away! The neck, the flesh, the blood was spurting! The crowd was to kill him. He ripped that head off, rammed it up to the pike of the soldier, jumped off the back of the scaffold, and made it. Then his head was taken to London Bridge. You already know, as I just told you. The body was brought back in to the Tower of London. A short while later, somebody realised that no official portrait of James Scott had ever been painted, because he was the son of a king, albeit illegitimately, but he was still the son of a king. Someone like myself was dispatched to London Bridge. Luckily, the birds had not got there before me. The body was exhumed. Both head and body were brought to that room there. Number 1, Mint Street, the doctor's surgery. The doctor was called for. Both head and body were washed. The doctor was ordered to stitch that head back onto the body. The body was undressed. The official portrait painter was called for and given 24 hours to complete that task. Anyway, it was painted, and it now hangs in the National Portrait Gallery in London. He's got a large ruff around his neck, apparently. But a strange look at his face. Some people say, quite a detached. That's my best one, by the way. Right, enough of this blood and gore. Let us head off. That's right, that's it, I told you. Don't get any better. Straight as gate. Come on, chop chop.
known as the White Tower or the Norman's Keep, built by the Norman King William the Conqueror in 1078. And over the years the tower stood there all by itself, and it's been many things, like a royal residence, a palace, a royal arsenal, a state prison. It's even been a royal zoo. And all those other buildings you can see around the castle, they've all been added on by other monarchs down through the years for one reason or another. War Museum and a reminder of the British sea power. As you look at the Belfast, ladies and gents, if you look at those big large guns, look at the back ones, they're laying down. Look at the front ones, they've been raised. Now those front ones have been raised for a purpose, because they're actually facing Westminster, the Houses of Parliament. And it's been said if there's any more cutbacks in the Royal Navy, those guns will fire in anger once more. So watch out, Mr. Cameron and Mr. Clean. That's the Globe Theatre on your left. It was opened by Her Majesty the Queen in 1997. That's the Globe Theatre on your left. It has been said to be the masterpiece of Sir Christopher Wren. He built it 365 feet tall. That's 1 foot for every day of the year.